What up? Thank you for joining United Comic Universe. We talk about comics. Today we're going to be talking about Morbius, Black Widow, Christian Bale, Hawk Rights, Shield, more to come. All right. I know I've been gone for a while, but I'm back. All right. First, let's talk about Morbius. All right. Seen the Morbius trailer. I was like, okay. So the Morbius trailer look amazing. Um, they look like they possibly going with the Morbius character, like the way he kind of got his vampirism, the living vampire. I like the way they traded doing. I like the way they actually made it kind of look dark looking. I almost have that like that MCU feel with it. You know, they most likely possibly have some of the MCU format had to do these movies correctly. You know, I got a little feeling of that. I'm really excited when I saw the movie, but not too exciting about it because they was actually supposed to make a Morbius movie back in the day when the first Blade came out. I mean, if you watch the first Blade, you would see at the end, you see a guy standing up there with a hoodie standing up on a building. Now, that's supposed to be Morbius. Back in the day, that's how it's supposed to flow through. It's supposed to be, you know, bring Morbius in, Blade and everything, because sometime like in some of the animations, cartoons back in the day, Blade did team up with Morbius to actually hunt down Dracula. Okay, now I'm actually thinking what they're going to be doing actually in the Morbius movie. I think they were going to do. I think they're actually going to be actually bringing in Blade. I think that's how Blade on kind of be introduced into the Marvel. Not like I say I won't say the Marvel world, but in again it would be. The reason why I'm thinking that the Blade gonna actually show up in the Morbius movie is simply because you know that Easter egg back in that day, but nobody didn't calculate that. But I'm thinking the reason why they're gonna do that simply because Spider-Man were introduced in the MCU, but Spider-Man was still on the Sony property. But they was able to rent Spider-Man and able to actually make Spider-Man movies into the Marvel Cinematic Universe for they can be connected to all the Avengers. Now, we do know Blade show is supposed to be coming out, correct? So I'm guessing what they're going to do, they're most likely going to introduce Blade into going to introduce Blade at the Marvel at the end of Morbius movie in the post credit. I'm guessing many things they could do that. I mean, because if Sony actually writing towards Blade to actually be more into that Morbius vampire cinematic that Marvel that Sony universe, they wanted Blade to come in there. Most likely, they probably be actually renting Blade out from Marvel Cinematic Universe from Marvel to actually incorporate that into the Blade TV series. I mean, the Marvel's movies. So I'm guessing that's what Sony trying to do. I'm thinking Sony going to actually try to rent Blade, introduce Blade into their version, but also Blade going to be also introduced earlier into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm guessing all this is like a game that basically going to see how we're going to react when Blade show up in Morbius at a post credit. I'm not gonna say that it's a possibility that he's going to actually play in the movie. I'm not going to say that. They might give Easter eggs leaning towards Blade in the movie, or they might actually just have Blade in the post credits. And that will also show the fans what kind of angle Marvel should be going with Blade. So therefore, if they're going to bring Blade in, because they already talk about bringing in Dracula, possibility Wesley Snipes going to be playing Dracula. So, and we do know Blade and Morbius team up to take care of Dracula. So Dracula might be actually getting his own movie. Blade might be getting, and Wesley Snipes might be getting his own movie as Dracula, and then that really will incorporate Morbius. It all depends how Morbius does in the movie theater. Now, I watched the episode back. I watched the episode in 1994 Spider-Man. You remember the intro, like Spider-Man, radioactive Spider-Man. You know that type of joint. That was the bomb back in the day. Now Morbius showed up in that show right there. Now, They did a little different. It looked like through the trailer, before I can tell, the way he got his serum is a little different from what they actually showed in that cartoon. In the comics I've been reading on Morbius, that in the cartoon he was able to get transfer into Morbius by a bat bit him. But at this time, Spider-Man was mutating into a mutant. Okay. And so he got this serum from Craven wife. So Craven wife gave him the serum to actually test on him to see to stop the mutation, because she used that same serum on her husband Craven when Craven was injured at a safari, and she poured that serum on Craven, and Craven became the Madman Craven. But later she actually was able to actually come up with an antidote to turn Craven back into his normal state of being. Now she gave that serum to Spider-Man. Okay, Spider-Man got that serum, and he was testing his blood to see how his serum blood react to the serum, because he's not trying to be a mutant. And at that time, it was some kind of project going on, because this is a big scientist. He gave everyone, Peter Parker, Morbius, and a whole bunch of other assistants that who could come up with this better, like this science formula, and whoever wins it will be his assistant, his famous scientist assistant. And so when Peter was actually trying to experiment with his blood to make sure, if he take this serum, would it actually, stop him from becoming into a mutant? What up, Joe? 4771. We're coming, baby. Yeah, what's up, man? How's it going? Quick question though, Joe. Do you receive the giveaway? I've been checking the email to see if you actually sent an email. Let me know that you got it. But I just want to ask, do you got the pop? Let me know. If not, I see what's going on with it. Before, as I know, you should have it by now. And so basically what happened was, he took the serum. Morbius broke into Peter's science lab, because Peter had put his serum with his blood into his locker. Okay, cool. I'm glad you received it. All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, cool. That made me happy, No, thank you. Welcome, but thank you too, bro. And so he broke in, he took the blood, and so what he did, he went to hit, and he took a whole bunch of science equipment from places he shouldn't have took. There was a Morbius guy, Michael Morbius did. And so Michael Morbius took all that equipment to his laboratory, but as his laboratory, he had a whole bunch of vampire bats in these cages. And so what Morbius did, when he was actually shot a beam, like this, like science beam to Peter blood, this bat got out of his cage, and the bat flew and actually drank some of the blood, but the blood was actually kind of like hit by that beam, so it gave a glow, and the bat received the glow too. And so when Morbius looked around, Morbius was saying, "No, get away, right?" The bat bit Morbius. And then at that very instant, Morbius transformed into the Morbius vampire, the living vampire. This, just in case people just popped up, is I'm talking about the Spider-Man 1994 episode when Morbius popped up. Is chapter 6. And so when Morbius got bit by the vampire bat, he automatically turned to the vampire. Now that said, when the suns come up, Morbius go back to human form. Okay, he go back to human form. And at this version, Morbius had the disease, but the whole disease, his whole village had the disease, because Michael Morbius in that cartoon right there, he's from a foreign country. He's not even from America, and he came over here to America to learn different practices before he can actually try to come up with a cure to cure the disease that affected his village. But in the process, he got bitten. That movie was going to be sick. Yes, it's definitely going to be sick. I'm just wondering if they're actually going to actually incorporate a lot of the character into the movie. Simply because, like I was saying, in the trailer, Michael Morbius did like this, stuck a hand through something, and the bat came and bit him, and that made it seem like he actually turned to Morbius the living vampire. Now that made me wonder. Now in some parts you actually see him don't look like the full version of the vampire. He actually look mortal. So I'm making me wonder if they actually going to continue with that, because in the even in the cartoons and some of the comic books, he turned back human looking in the sun. So I wonder if that the reason when we saw him built as human, looking like a normal human. I wonder if that they still incorporating that part of the character existence into the movie. So it's a possibility that he will look human in the sunlight, but turn back to the full living vampire with the gray skin, the red eyes, the fangs and everything at night. And also, will he actually suck people blood from the fangs? Would he, or he would do like he do in the comics? I mean, some of the comics, like the one I'm reading now, he actually bites and drains that way. But in the cartoon and some of the other one, he actually had like suction cups right here on his hand. So all he got to do is just put it on people's hand and suck the plasma from that way. I don't know what angle they might be going to go with that, but either way, it's going to be tight, because I love how they had, like he had some of the bat powers, you know, like I forgot the name of, but how he can send waves out, like echoes out. Maybe it had to feed the remains humans. Maybe he had to feed to remain. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I'm still looking him up, because maybe that's the reason why he's doing that. Maybe he need to feed all of the remain human. That's when he actually feed at night, and then when he drained the blood at night, and that's why he was able to look human during the day, because he already been fed. That is a good point, Joe. That could be a good possibility that might be going on in the movie. But all I noticed, the echo, how he sent off echoes and stuff like that, and he feels where everything is at, then it come back. Like he's speaking like a bat. That was really exciting. I love how they had like the different effects, like he had different powers. Now, this was really dope to me, how he was teleporting like that. That was pretty tight. Now, the stuff I did read, I did not know he had that ability right there. Now, there's a good possibility that he might give Morbius new abilities that we didn't know he ever had. You know, I mean, it could possibly be that way. But I am looking forward for this movie, and I'm thinking, like I was saying at the beginning, I'm thinking that Blade's possibility Blade might show up in that at the post credits. Like I was saying, I know Blade is a part of the MCU, is not a part of Sony, but we also know the Spider-Man is not a Marvel character either, and they just rented Spider-Man, and Marvel just rented Spider-Man out order to use Spider-Man. So I'm guessing that's what they're going to do with Blade. And then I also can actually judge and Kevin Feige and them actually judge the fans' reaction when they actually see Blade in there. Because I don't know, Joe, I don't know if you noticed back then, but when the Blade movies first came out with Wesley Snipes, Morbius supposed to has shown up in that, but he went with something else, because that's the guy standing on top of the building with a hood and just looking down. That's supposed to be Morbius back in the day. See, a lot of people don't know back in the day, Wesley Snipes had a company with Maya Angelou, and that's how Blade was able to get made. So that time, this how it's supposed to be going out. Wesley Snipes supposed to be playing Blade, then later Black Panther supposed to be coming out doing back then. Dang, I didn't know that. Yeah, it's supposed to happen. It's like it's a whole lot of stuff supposed to be happening with the Blade series, but when David S. Gore got able to direct the third one, it kills the whole series. They was going with a lot of good things back in those days, because if it weren't for Blade, Wesley Snipes coming out with Blade back in those days, Marvel, nobody would have even took the chance with Marvel X-Men back in 2000. But a lot of people are saying that. I can understand why they saying that Marvel, the Iron Fist, but Iron Man was the very first MCU movie. I mean, the reason why they saying that, just in case y'all don't know, is because that was the very first movie that actually Marvel Studios actually made. Marvel Studios actually put the money into the Iron Man movie. If Iron Man movie didn't work, Marvel Studio would have closed down. So they put everything according to what Kevin Feige, John, and all them saying. That's the reason why they put so. That's the reason why they say if it weren't for Iron Man, it won't be a Marvel Studios. That's the reason why they saying that. I always wonder why they say that. I'm like, no, actually, what got people start being more interested in Marvel films is Wesley Snipes by him doing Blade. But the way they looking at it, if it weren't for Iron Man doing so well, Marvel Studios are closed down. But yeah, but so they were going with a lot of different angles with Blade with the Blade movie back in the day. Morbius is supposed to be coming up. But that didn't happen. Black Panther supposed to have been shot with Wesley Snipes way back in the day. That never happened. I don't know what may have happened with this his movie studios or what happened behind the scenes, why the product and didn't keep going. But now we're getting it now. So, and I'm hoping that like I was saying before, the trailers look good. I hope the trailer live up to the movie. You know what I'm saying? Because what do you think? When you watch the trailer, Joe? Then when you watch the trailer, Joe, did that give you that MCU feel? Like you was kind of like watching almost like an offshoot of MCU, which is not a bad thing to me. Which I think is actually good when I was watching the trailers that I actually got that feel, because if I got that feeling, that is a good possibility that we're going to get a good movie. Because they've been working with Kevin Feige. They've been working with the Marvel company to actually keep this movie going. You know what I'm saying? So that could have actually been one of the deals why they can actually be able to actually share each other characters, simply because they probably saying, okay, I use your formula. Because that in Marvel them is not using no Sony formula whatsoever. If so, none of the movie won't be so successful. Marvel, Kevin Feige and them actually changed the game a lot in the cinematic universe, period. Now it's movies that you didn't even expect will have a post-credit because they're trying to set up for the next movie. So therefore, they changed the game. Kevin Feige and them changed the game how these movies are playing, because it's not only comic book movies doing post-credits, it's other movies doing it. The Morbius trailer surprised everyone. It was so good. I don't like the Black Widow trailer. Also, the actor from Taskmaster was revealed. Oh, okay. I didn't check and see who. Okay, that's one of the other topics we're going to be talking about today anyway. So I'll just go ahead and skip over there to Black Widow. Now I didn't see. So who's supposed to be playing Taskmaster? Because I didn't actually see that article about who playing the Taskmaster. But I'm actually, me personally, I actually really kind of excited when I saw the trailers to Black Widow, because I've been waiting for, just like with Morbius, I've been waiting for Morbius since the 1990s, since when Blade came out. That's why I'm not really too excited about Morbius movie, because we already knew that it's supposed to be in the making of one, and it's been like probably pretty much over 10 or 15 years since the Blade 1 been made, and Black Widow, it haven't been that long. We've been hearing about Black Widow. Well, at least as far as our memory go, I've been hearing about Black Widow both been in the make since the very first time Black Widow showed up, which would be Iron Man. When she first showed up, they was talking about making a Black Widow movie. Just like it was a point in time, they wasn't even with Hawkeye. See, a lot of people don't know this, but back in the day, when Hawkeye was first introduced, they wasn't talking about doing a Hawkeye television show. They was actually talking about a Hawkeye movie. I remember when I was looking on IMDb, I actually saw Hawkeye, the guy Jeremy, and they supposed to actually had him signed to a Hawkeye movie, just like we're supposed to be in a Nick Fury movie too. It's supposed to be in a Nick Fury movie, but I don't know what happened with that. So it's a lot of things supposed to have been happening with these different characters that got lost in the mix. It could have been changes that would, like, how like had Jeff Loeb, then all of a sudden Kevin Feige came in. He, who at that time could have came in and changed a whole bunch of things. Oh, okay. So it might be a black male, or ruin it might be a female. Yeah. See, that's one of the things. Now with Black Widow, when the first trailer came out, And when they actually showed Red Guardian, remember the first trailer when Red Guardian was looking around? Now I said that they're possibly going to be a prison that Red Guardian is actually in. Now, when the second trailer came out, one of the guys, I can't remember his name, but he was saying that I forgot his name, but he's a good comic dude. Everything always, I think that's his name, but it's a good channel to check out. He was saying that when he was breaking down the trade, he said now Red Guardian is in a prison. Yes, already, yes. He's in the prison. And I think that door that Red Guardian knocked down, I mean, that door was knocked down. I even thinking that is Red Guardian tried to explode, you know, made a like a offshoot, like a homemade explosive, and he blew down the door. Or it could possibly be this one of the Black Widows. Yes, there's 3 Black Widows in there. A lot of people didn't know that. It's like Scarlett Johansson, she's a Black Widow. Her little sister in there is a Black Widow, and the older lady, I think, is also her sister, and she's the Black Widow. So I'm guessing from the Red Room, anybody that they raise and train in the Red Room become Black Widows. And they also talk about the little one take over Natasha's place, her little sister taking over Natasha's place. So I'm guessing that they actually not actually blood sister, possibly they actually came sister because they're from the same group, the same society, the same clan, you know, same thing. So I'm guessing that's what you do. If you have if you go, you know, have like a group like that, they pretty much your brothers and sisters. So I understand why she called them that. That's really awesome to me. But I actually think that they probably went in there disguised and possibly gave him some kind of device to actually blow that door. Now I'm thinking the reason why because he's supposed to be a mutant, you know, I mean, because you saw how he was just throwing people, you know what I'm saying? And he's supposed to be a mutant. So I'm guessing this will possibly happen because we actually seen this in that they put on the kind of device that dampened mutant powers. He probably couldn't get access to his mutant power. That's probably why they was able to keep him in that prison. That's probably some kind of special prison they keep mutants in and high-level criminals and whatnot. And so I'm guessing that it's possibility that she came in, one of the Black Widows came in and snuck him something. He was able to actually use the device, blow down the door. And I think when you see Black Widow going down flying with the white suit and she land on some kind of bridge, metal bridge, I honestly think that possibly is the prison where Red Guardian is held, you know. So that's what I'm guessing. I'm not really sure, you know. But I don't know. I'm really excited to see the Black Widow movie. Like I'm really excited to see the Morbius movies, you know. And so I'm thinking that that's pretty much where to go. I'm thinking that I don't know where going to be Nick Fury going to show up in. So how they going to do that? I mean, because she already know Iron Man. She already know, you know, everybody because it's date after the Civil War, you know. So, and there's one thing that wasn't on my list, but I'm gonna discuss this why it's on my head, why it's in my head, because I'll start talking about it and talking about time travel and stuff. Now, the Eternals. This is what I want to say. Okay, Eternals, right? Kevin Feige announced that the Eternals been around since 3,500 years, and they know about the Avengers. So therefore, that means that they were watching everything, right? I don't know how they're going to change that story, but simply because in the story or the comics I've been reading about the Eternals, that they are the protectors of us, or the world. They're the protectors of us, because they say this Celestials created 3 beings: the Deviants, the Eternals, and something they call light humans, which is us. You know, so that means that they protecting the light humans, they protecting us, protecting the world from like threats, but mostly from the deviants. Okay. Now we all know that Thanos is a deviant. Okay. He's a deviant. That's why he looked like that. Okay. And we all know what he came to Earth for, right? To wipe out everybody, like at least half of everybody. And he'll kill whoever he'll take out whoever he need to take out in the process of that. So they bring him, he's a deviant. He bringing all that chaos to the earth. And their sole purpose is to watch over us and protect us from things like that, from deviants and things like that, right? Why they stopped there and just waited? Why they let this man did this snap to take out half of the people, and their sole purpose is to protect people from them, protect us least from that deviant? I don't know where they're gonna go with this story. So I can't really, because like I say, I mean, this is another MCU. It's basically a bigger fan effect, so they go their own different stories. But some of the things I just wish there'd be more, more with. Oh, that's how this still ain't gonna make any sense to me. If anybody know how you can put these connections together and make sense, please let me know, because they supposed to go down and take care of Thanos. But Thanos is possible, well, how Kevin Feige said it in one of the Comic Cons, the Brazil Comic Con. He was like, when the reporter asked him, so is it going to be a young Thanos? He'd be like, well, yeah, I mean, the deviants going to be in it. So I'm looking at it. So basically, what time period is they going to be in? Because it ain't making any sense to me, because the time period is that it's a young Thanos. Correct? He's saying that a little Thanos, according to what he said, that they're going to be in the Eternals. Okay? But the main Thanos is dead. Right? And he said that this Eternals know all about the Avengers. Okay? So what time zone is they going to do to make that make any sense? Unless they do it this way, unless they do semi origin film and fast forward all the way up to this modern day time. Like, meaning since they're going to be like a young Thanos, that means that they will actually go back in the back. They'll actually basically go back in the origin. We're going to see, like, probably, most likely probably going to be like a 2 to 3 hour film, between 2 to 3 hours film. So they could put a lot in there. They probably have the beginning, like showing the origins of the Eternals, the young Thanos and all that stuff like that. And then they get to the presence. And then that's how they knew about Thanos and about the Avengers and everything. But then it still come with the same point. Yeah, Thanos is about 100 years old in Endgame. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was about 1,000 years old. Okay, so if he's about 1,000 years old, I could see that, right? And I could see if they're going from that all the way up to now, I could see that because he's 1,000 years old. I could see that. But my main thing is why the Eternals did not step in to help the Avengers take out Thanos, since Thanos is a deviant and the Eternals supposed to protect us from deviants. Because in the comic book, I have like Eternals, they was fighting against the deviants because the deviants tried to take over the world. And then after that, the deviants was overpowering the Eternals. So the Eternal had to call the Celestials to come down to actually wipe out the deviants. So that is my dilemma. I can get what you're saying now. If they're going with that area, if they're going to go through that, and because he's 1,000 years old, and they're going to go from that angle, from the origin all the way up to present day and continue from that, I can see that. But my dilemma is why they didn't help. Why did you sit there and watch? And they're supposed to be the protectors. Now, that is the point of the story that I wonder how they're going to change it. And when they do, if they do change it, if they do go with a different story, is it going to make sense? That's what I'm trying to figure out. But I actually want to see Black Widow. I don't have too much to say about Black Widow. I'm just excited. Eternal got lazy. I guess they did. All them swarmers and stuff like that. Be like, yeah. Now they got that. Hey, can I get another swarmer, please? Yeah, let make that 2. What about you? You want some more? What about you? Okay. Yeah, make that 4. Make that 4. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. They got lazy. They actually had to go back and work out because all of them had like pop bellies and stuff like that. Just, yeah, man. Hey, pass me another one over there. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of the things that I was kind of wondering how they're going to actually pull that off. And I heard about Christian Bale. And I heard about Christian Bale becoming I'm not sure that is actually confirmed, but he's actually been Norman Osborn. He's gonna be like the Green Goblin and whatnot. The reason why I'm not so excited about that is simply because they already reported these articles and said so many times that this man supposed to have been playing Bale, Nova, Doctor Doom. Now they saying that he's playing Norman Osborn. I'm not really going to take that as that's a huge confirm, because a lot of these articles out here saying things that actually been confirmed that then later down the line has never been confirmed. They did that with a few things already, which we'll be talking about after I finish saying this, if I can remember saying what I was about to say. But like first they were saying they're going to be Ray Bill. Now they're going to say it's not Norman Osborn. Now they were saying before it was Dr. Doom. Do not believe in the hype of these articles. These people were just writing these articles and try to get these most hits with these articles and don't have anything confirmed. Only reason why we would know he's actually going to play which character that he actually going to decide to play. I know this guy. I can't remember this guy's name, but he actually said he got some kind of authority that Christian Bale would be playing Norman Osborn. Who authority? Did it come from Kevin Feige? Did it actually come from Christian Bale? Christian Bale himself saying that he actually playing them roles? You can't really say that he's confirmed actually playing these roles. It's all disinformation campaign. But yes, you're right. It's all disinformation to confuse people, make people upset and all that stuff like that. Make people fight amongst each other. It's all smoke and mirrors in Hollywood. That's why, the only thing you could do is say, well, I'd be excited if he does play, because it didn't make any sense why he would play Ray Bill. I'm just say Ray Bill, because judging by Christian Bale acting, I don't think he want to cover his face all the time. I don't think he want to be like how Josh Brolin did Thanos, which he played a great Thanos. I don't think he want to actually do that. I think he actually want to have his face shown. I think that's the type of actor that Christian Bale wished to play. You know what I'm saying? Even I know he played Batman. Nova make more sense. Yeah, Nova make more sense. You know what I'm saying? Even Norman Osborn would make more sense than Ray Bill and Dr. Doom. I mean, he can play a good Dr. Doom. I mean, Christian Bale is a phenomenal actor, but Ray Bill, that really didn't make any sense to me, judging by Christian Bale acting performance and watching his performance from years and stuff. Because I'm a huge fan of his work. Not him personally, but his work. He's a great actor, and I follow his work because of that. So I'm like, none of his performance, he had his face covered. Like I was saying with Batman, he had his face covered because that was just temporary. But you could see his face. He didn't have all these prosthetics and all this makeup. I don't think he would have played that. Like Joe was saying, I think Nova would make a better performance for him, and possibly Norman Osborn would make a better performance for him, and possibly Dr. Doom. But like I was saying, it's so much things been said. So much things have been said that this is going on, this is happening, but it's not actually happening. Then we think and then these people with these articles saying, oh, this has been confirmed. This is this and this and this. And then we go run through it and say, oh man, it's been confirmed. So he's gonna play this, he's gonna play this role, he's gonna play it. And then like a few days later, a few weeks later, they say, well, he been cast for this. That is the reason why. Think about it. Eternals. I forgot what character Angelina Jolie was playing, but that was Athena. I think she playing Athena. But I think when all these reports was coming out, they was saying, was Shiri, I forgot her name, is another Eternal. They were saying that she was playing the dark-haired Eternal. But it's all coming to find out, it was no confirmation from Kevin Feige or Angelina Jolie, anybody important like for that degree, in the Marvel company saying that it was confirmed she was playing that role. And then it come out that she's not even playing that role. She playing Athena. Then we get mad, but like, why is Kevin Feige and all them lying saying this and this? He's not lying. The people that's writing these articles saying that it's confirmed, those are the ones that shooting game to us. Those are the ones making us go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's fun and stuff if you're looking at the right perception. You know, it's fun and stuff. But a lot of people is not looking at this on the right perception. They getting actually upset. People's actually getting angry. People actually saying they ain't even going to the theaters because they be messing up so much. Nah, we just got to stop listening to all these, because like I was saying, all this confirmed, because have we heard anybody from Marvel Studios confirmed that Christian Bale was going to play Norman Osborn? I haven't heard Kevin Feige said that. I haven't heard Christian Bale say that. It just all people just putting in these articles. For one thing here, one thing I was on cover, Incredible Hulk. Everybody's running out saying that it's confirmed from these articles. It's confirmed. Did research, and then it was a big thing about it. Nobody force like Kevin Feige or Mark Ruffalo said that it was confirmed that they was getting the rights to Incredible Hulk. No one that we're supposed to be hearing this from, that most important people like Kevin Feige, they never confirmed that. We jumped on that because somebody, I can't remember, I wish I remember the place that actually did that, because I would put them on blast right now, because they shouldn't even be putting articles out like that saying confirmed. If Kevin Feige didn't confirm to people, it's not done. That's the reason why we in a state of shock right now. I'm like, oh man, they don't know what they doing, because it wasn't confirmed. Greeting. Hey, what up, Sci-Fi Nation? What's up, man? Greetings, man. So it wasn't confirmed with that. So, but I hope they actually do get the Incredible Hulk, and I actually hope they do get Namor. I actually hope they do get the rights to that, because if they get the rights to that, that means that we can actually incorporate Namor into Black Panther. That's the reason why we're not really sure what villains that actually going to be in Black Panther. We're not sure it's going to be Dr. Doom. We're not sure it's going to actually be Namor. Namor is up in the air, because Universal on Namor. They might don't want to give the rights back to Kevin Feige, because they might want to actually try to make a Namor movie themselves to actually up their company, because how successful Aquaman was, and people's onto that right now. Just finished a 5 Live with, oh cool. So I hope that was awesome. Sorry I missed that. I'm sorry I missed that 5 Live, man. I'm gonna try to get back. I'm trying to do more of these lives, dude. Yeah, so I'm trying to connect with everybody too more, you know. So cool. So so we're not even confirmed about Namor. So I'm not even excited, like hoping, like, you know, Namor is not as a good possibility. It'd be really great if he does be in the Black Panther series, or they do with a Namor movie, but who's to say that they're actually going to actually do it? You're welcome anytime, bud, on my channel. All right, cool, man. Thanks. All right. We just got to get I think you got a Twitter. I think I'm following you on Twitter. Basically, we just got to give. I'm gonna send you a message and stuff. We'll try to work out a time for we both could be on there and discuss these things. You know, I could be on your channel talking. You know, we just got to work out a time and stuff, because I'm down. You know what I'm saying? I'm down. So, all right, cool. So I'll send you a message, and we can actually work something out, and we can set up a time, and then we set up a time where, you know, we just do our thing. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Appreciate it. And so, so that's why you can't be too excited about all these characters, because especially if Marvel doesn't have the rights to them, they might don't be able to actually get the rights to it. Because you only got to think about it. They had to pay a pretty penny to actually get Spider-Man into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Definitely, I will watch a Black Panther on Netflix tonight. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna watch it again tonight too. I mean, I've been watching it. I mean, that's one of my favorite movies: Black Panther, Captain Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Especially Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is really one of my top favorite movies of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know, besides, you know, you got Doctor Strange, and then you got Captain Marvel, and then you got Black Panther. And I'm hoping, and I know Black Widow gonna be one of my top favorites, but we'll see. So yeah, so we're gonna don't get too excited about these rights that Marvel don't have, because it's a possibility they might don't even get the rights, because they got to go do contract with these people, and these people might have so much flip minds that Marvel's like, they might agree with Marvel this way, and then all of a sudden down the line they be like, no, let's do this way, and the whole contract is messed up. That's why the whole contract was crazy with Spider-Man. Yeah, that was more my turn, but oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Doctor Strange love was my more. Yeah, I love Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is one of my most favorite characters out of the Marvel universe. Marvel period. I know I love the different. That's why I'm so excited to see the Doctor Strange Multitude of Madness, because I'm so excited what they're gonna do with it. But I am a little worried because the director that did so great with the one. It's not going to do the second one, but he's going to have more to say in it because he's still executive producer. So he's one of the producers. So hopefully this one will actually be great, So, but yeah. So don't worry about those rights unless they confirm by Kevin Feige that they actually is. That's what going to be. I don't actually take a lot of this stuff, not anymore, and say that it's sure facts unless you get it from Kevin Feige himself, or because when an actor do it, the reason why an actor be able to do that information because they got permission from Kevin Feige from these other people to actually say that, and that's the reason why they said it. So by them saying it, it is a confirmation. If something does happen, that will come out later. But I'm reading Strange Tale 130 right now, featuring Doctor Strange and the Torch and the story and the thing story with the. Oh wow, which one is that? Strange Tale 30. Okay, I might check that out. Oh, hey, cool. I would admit I have been MCU illiterate since Nicolas Cage played Ghost. Dude, I just watched Ghost Rider. I think I was telling you. I just watched Ghost Rider. Remember that time? I think you was doing a test, like a test on your live screen in Sci-Fi Nation, and I was watching Ghost Rider then. Dude, I must say that still is a good movie. Nicolas Cage did a great Ghost Rider. He did a great Johnny Blaze. But speaking of Nicolas Cage, I wish they would actually cast him properly for an actually stable role. Simply because he loved comics. I mean, this dude really does love comics. And I think he would actually play. Like, I made a t-shirt of that in the graphic art in 1990. Oh, really? It's really dope. You still have it, or you got rid of the shirt? That'd be tight. You can wear that shirt on one of your live screen and show people your skills, how you get down. You know what I'm saying? But Nicolas Cage actually a really comic book guy, because before he actually sadly went bankrupt, he actually had a comic book, the very first issue of Batman, and he paid he paid $2 million for that comic book. I wish oh yeah, okay. So he did, okay. Yeah, that'd be nice. I wish they did too. But yeah, so he actually paid, because he paid $2 million for the first issue of the Batman comic book. The one kind of like had that like the Adam West flavor feels and stuff. Yeah. I thought he had Superman action comic book one. Yeah, he probably did. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I actually thought it was the Batman one, but it actually was Superman. But I know it was like the very first one. I think it was Batman. I'm not really sure. But let me yeah, it was that's what it was, Joe. It was an action comic. It was an action comic with Spider-Man. I mean, not Spider-Man, but it was Superman. And they say that Nicolas Cage it was a pristine copy of the action comic #1, featuring the first appearance of Superman, sold for a record of $2.1 million an online auction that ended Wednesday. That's it. It was ended Wednesday in November 30, 2011. Okay, it was the first comic to sell more than $2 million. Okay, so it was that one. So okay, yeah, yeah. So it was that. So Joe was correct. It was the Spider-Man first. It was Spider-Man Action Comic #1. It was paid over $2 million or over $2 million for that comic book, and that's what Nicolas Cage did. So he's a huge comic book fan. So he's a huge comic. That's why, even though a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people liked the Ghost Riders back in it, like the Ghost Rider performance he did. To me, I thought it was really great. Yeah, really. Yeah, he paid that much money for that comic book. That's how much the comic book is worth. I think he even paid and he sold it. I think he actually, when he actually ended up actually had to sell it, and he actually sold it for $1 million. So he lost $1 million and something for it. The 1990 Ghost Rider was awesome. Yeah. The 1990. I mean, the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider was pretty dope. I mean, I like the Johnny the Blaze Ghost Rider. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the Ghost Rider they got now that came in Agent of Shield. That was actually a pretty good Ghost Rider too. They actually supposed to be making a TV show for that Ghost Rider, but I don't know what. I didn't do any more research to run reason why they not doing it no more. It could be possibilities. Like I said, I didn't do full research on it, but I'm guess calculating. Yeah, that famous scub though. Yeah, that famous scub was dope. Yeah. And oh yeah, and that's in one of the comic books, it was Ghost Riders going after Morbius, the living vampire. So he was actually going after him to actually try to take him out because he was going around doing stuff he shouldn't have been doing. And it was to the point that Ghost Rider actually used his penance stare on Morbius, and it didn't affect Morbius because Morbius already hear all the cries. You know how like the penance stare dude make you see all the dirt and all the cries, all the emotions and stuff that the people that you hurt. Well, it didn't do that with Morbius simply because he already hear their screams. He already feel how they feel. And he constantly held that within him every single day. That's why that penance stare didn't actually affect Morbius. That's in the comic book I just read recently, and that was I think that was like his first appearance. No, I think that was like his first appearance, I'm thinking. Because I've read so many right now, I can't remember the timeline. But yeah, Nick Cage made you feel the pain you caused then in you. That goes, yeah. That's what I say. They should actually recast Nicolas Cage to play. I think he could play any character, and he truly will actually bring that character to the film. He will actually bring that comic feel that we actually feel when we're reading comics. I think Nicolas Cage will actually do a great job because look at the Ghost Rider. If you haven't seen the Ghost Rider, if you have Netflix, go on Netflix and watch the Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage. And you will see that, wow, this actually really is a good movie. Now, I love the way that probably why a lot of those movies didn't actually was successful back in those days, because they made you have that comic feel. And a lot of people didn't really care too much about that comic feel back then because they made it kind of childish. To them, to us, we loved it. It wasn't nowhere near childish to us. They actually did a great job. Nicolas Cage actually, he actually, this how good he was. He actually did the point that Ghost Rider does do like this. He actually did that, and you actually believe that was actually literally Ghost Rider doing that. That's how Nicolas Cage played it so good. I like Nick Cage back in the 90s. Yeah, back in the 90s, I mean, Nicolas Cage, he's a method actor. He actually commit to this role. And like I was saying, somebody will pay over $2 million for one comic book. And and then he was actually I think around that time, I think with Jay Leno, when Jay Leno had his show, Nicolas Cage actually went on his show to promote Ghost Rider. And Jay Leno had made some kind of little Ghost Rider, little pop type little thing or something for Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage loved it. Nicolas Cage wanted it. Nicolas Cage wanted to take it to his home and post it up, and I guess into his comic book room. I mean, you got to think about it. This dude really loved comics to the degree that he was actually named his son after after Superman. His son actually have Superman actual name. I can't Kal-El. His son is actually name is Kal-El. If I'm saying that right, it's basically named he actually have a Kryptonian name. He did that in all his roles. Look at the movie Firebird when he filed a. Okay, I had to check that out. I had to check that. I haven't seen that movie, but I know Nicolas Cage. It's basically with Nicolas Cage. Everything I watched with Nicolas Cage in it never was a letdown to me. You know what I'm saying? Nicolas Cage, that to me, I think he should be like some of these A-listers and stuff is actually getting these movies and stuff like that now. I don't think they should actually be getting that movie. I think a lot of that stuff should be actually going to Nicolas Cage. You know what I'm saying? He's the modern day Christopher Walken. Yeah, dude, Christopher Walken. I don't know. Oh man, Christopher Walken. Man, that dude is great. You really don't see him out and about doing things, right? You don't really see him out there and about doing things. But when he come and hit that performance, and when you see him doing a movie, it's like refreshing. It's like no one, I could say that with Nicolas Cage, but especially with Christopher Walken, it's no one in the Hollywood scene right now that have his acting and performance. I mean, seriously, back in the day, I think it was like even the early 2000s or the late 90s, this music video came out with Christopher Walken dancing. And that was the most talked about video that year. They didn't even talk about the song. They didn't even talk about the band. They talk about Christopher Walken. Now, that guy right there have a stage presence. See, Sci-Fi Nation knows exactly what I'm talking about. He have that stage presence. Now, you can only imagine if Marvel or Kevin Feige and them actually put him into any Marvel role. It don't have to be a huge, but I would hope it would be huge. But it could be a small role, and I can guarantee you, for all like the younger generation, like the millennials and all that stuff, when they actually see this Christopher Walken step out and do his acting, yeah, box office blowout. It would definitely be a box office blowout. Because the way he would do that character, the way he would act it out would be phenomenal. It was like, dude. It's like with Christopher Walken, it's like this. We know Chris Evans, he is Captain America. Christopher Walken come in and do Captain America, and I can guarantee you will like that Captain America version than Chris Evans. That's how good this guy is. You see, you need to be a big action actor. Thanks, man. Thanks, dude. Oh man, big acting job. Hey, I'm down, but like I'm saying, like let me tell you something about that, right? When I was in entertainment, UCU is just a dude like me doing him, where we all just doing our being. I said, yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right on Sci Fiction Nation. I actually been myself doing my thing, but like good back to what Joe was saying. When I was in an entertainment business, as far as that degree, I was a director. I was pretty much the guy behind the scenes. I never thought I had. I mean, according to what you guys are just saying, I never thought I would have that type of charisma to actually entertain people. Only thing I feel like I entertain people behind the camera, not in front. But I really appreciate it, and I'm definitely, you know, if they do, hey, holla at your boy if you want to, you know, a Fenrir moving acting job. You know, like hell, I sang back up vocal for. Oh really? Oh, you know you get down like that, son. Sci-Fi Nation. I know you get down with the vocals like that, man. Hey. Wait, when we're on a live stream, you should break it down to some a song or something. Let us know. We'll join in. If you don't force me, I join in with you if you don't mind your ear bleeding. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm good. All right. So yeah, so Christopher Walken would be amazing to actually be into any Marvel character. I think Christian Bale be amazing, but if I had to choose that I feel that will actually bring me that feeling that I will actually want when I'm actually watching. Hey, what's up, Jonas Show Brown? Thanks for tuning in, man. Damn, Cage might make a great king to conquer if he is a great. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. Christian, I'm not Christian Bale, but Nicolas Cage will be if Kevin Feige didn't actually cast him or consider him, he will be a great king to conquer. I mean, because he can actually like what we was talking about earlier. You see the way Nicolas Cage brung out that pain, that burning, that Ghost Rider have. Most likely, he have the capability to bring out any of the disturbing character quality that Kane the Conqueror had, because Kane the Conqueror is full of himself. Because, like you were saying, Kane the Conqueror, he go back and forth. He go visit himself in different times to help him out for this time. You know, Kane Conqueror, he's a super great man. All right, cool. Thanks, man. So yeah. So I think if it to me, if it had to be Christian Bale to play any Marvel character, because right now it's a whole bunch of characters we is speculating that he should play, which don't know who he's gonna play. But if I had to pick between Christian Bale and Nicolas Cage playing any Marvel character, I would have to, me personally, I would literally have to go with Nicolas Cage simply because of his compassion and his love for comics and for acting and for that. Now, as far as I don't know too much about Christian Bale, but I never heard Christian Bale say he sat down and used to read comics. A lot of these actors and stuff that they don't even really read comics. They don't really know too much about comics until they actually have to shoot this role of a comic book character, and then they start reading the character. Then they start finding out information. The actor, I mean, they're like the producers and stuff have to send books to them and everything like that. Now, Nicolas Cage, I don't think he'll be like that. I don't think they need to send anything to Nicolas Cage to read. But why? Because he probably already read everything about that character he's actually going for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's all good, man. Hey, since the 90s, hey, whatever knowledge you know about the comics in the 90s, that is great. Because like I'm saying, dude, we all here, Sci-Fi Nation, we all here to learn, grow, and have fun and talk about the things we love, which is comics. So, hey, man, if you don't know something, that is awesome. I don't know something, that is awesome. You know why? Because we can actually communicate with someone that actually knows something that actually can help us out, and we can actually pass the knowledge to you. You can pass the knowledge to me, so forth and so forth. It is all good, man. It is all good, you know? So, yeah, so it's fine, man. Long as we're a fan, right? Yeah, long we're a fan, we're great. Okay, guys, my time is pretty much almost up, so I'm pretty much have to get up out of here. I catch you guys. Hey, I mentioned Nick Cage tonight, but yeah, of course you mentioned Nick Cage, because you know why? Because you was awesome that way, dog. That's the reason why, Sci-Fi Nation, because you was awesome. You know, hey, if you wouldn't bring that up, I wouldn't have been thinking in that process, right? So, hey, man, that's what I'm talking about. Compared to where I was in the 90s, I feel you, Jonas Show. I feel you. Well, yeah, I'm about to go ahead and get off in this live. I'll be back tomorrow. Really, I'm gonna be back tomorrow around by like 9:30. So I'm gonna let you guys know I'll be back around by 9:30. So stay tuned. We're gonna come back in here, have a lot more fun again. And so let's do this, you know. So yeah, you know, anybody new that popped up, subscribe, share, do all that great thing that you do for us, YouTube channel, and also do that for my guys over there in the YouTube channel chat. Hook them up, go to their channel, make awesome stuff. Like, subscribe, do all you need to do. And guess what, guys? Okay, talk to you later. All right, take care, Jonas Show. All right, guys, y'all know what time it is. See you tomorrow. You know why? Because we are comics.